People lie more often than you think, and the human body usually reveals the truth before words do. Tiny changes in eye contact, tone of voice, body language, facial expressions, and behavior can secretly expose deception in seconds. But most people completely miss these signals, because liars are often more subtle than obvious. In this video, you'll discover 7 psychological signs someone may be lying directly to your face right now, and how to recognize deception before it's too late. Today we will talk about 7 signs someone is lying to your face right now, so before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. The psychology behind why people lie. Lying is a natural part of human behavior, and people lie for many different reasons, including fear, insecurity, manipulation, embarrassment, self-protection, personal gain, or avoiding consequences. Some lies are small and harmless, while others are deeply deceptive and emotionally damaging. The important thing to understand is that lying creates psychological stress inside the brain. When someone lies, the mind must carefully manage emotions, maintain consistency, control body language, and invent believable information at the same time. This mental pressure often creates subtle behavioral changes that leak through unconsciously. Human beings are emotional creatures, and even skilled liars struggle to perfectly control every facial expression, movement, vocal change, and emotional reaction simultaneously. While no single sign guarantees deception completely, certain psychological patterns frequently appear when someone is hiding the truth. Recognizing these patterns can help people become more emotionally aware and socially observant in everyday interactions. 2. Sign #1. Their body language suddenly changes. One of the biggest indicators of possible deception is sudden behavioral inconsistency. When people feel comfortable and truthful, their body language usually appears natural and relaxed. However, lying often increases nervous system activity because the brain experiences emotional pressure and fear of being exposed. As a result, body language may shift noticeably. Some individuals become unusually stiff, avoid movement, cross their arms, touch their face repeatedly, or create physical distance unconsciously. Others may overcompensate by acting excessively calm or controlled. Nervous gestures such as fidgeting, rubbing hands, adjusting clothing, or avoiding natural posture changes can also increase during deception. The key is not just the behavior itself, but the sudden change from the person's normal behavior pattern. The brain struggles to manage stress while maintaining a believable appearance, causing subtle physical signals to leak out unintentionally. 3. Sign #2. Their eye contact feels unnatural. Many people believe liars always avoid eye contact, but reality is more complex. Some liars actually maintain excessive eye contact because they are consciously trying to appear honest. Eye behavior during deception often becomes unnatural rather than simply avoidant. A person may stare too intensely, blink more rapidly, glance away during important moments, or appear visually uncomfortable. The brain works harder during lying because it must monitor reactions while constructing false information. This mental effort sometimes disrupts natural eye movement patterns unconsciously. However, eye contact alone is never enough to confirm lying, because nervousness, anxiety, introversion, or cultural differences can also affect visual behavior. The important factor is emotional inconsistency. 4. Sign #3. Their story contains too many or too few details. When people lie, they often struggle with balancing information. Some liars provide extremely vague answers because they fear revealing contradictions or accidentally exposing themselves. Others overload conversations with unnecessary details in an attempt to appear believable. The brain assumes detailed stories sound more convincing, so deceptive individuals may over-explain events unnecessarily. However, truthful memories usually flow more naturally and include balanced emotional details rather than excessive rehearsed explanations. Liars may also repeat certain phrases repeatedly or use overly formal language while trying to maintain control of the story. Another common sign is inconsistency. Small details may change slightly each time the story is told because fabricated information is harder for the brain to track accurately over time. Truthful memories are generally easier to recall consistently because they actually happened. 5. Sign #4. Their voice and speech patterns change. The human voice often changes subtly during deception because lying creates emotional tension and mental pressure. A liar's voice may become slightly higher, shakier, faster, slower, or less natural than normal. Some individuals pause more frequently while thinking carefully about what to say next. Others speak too quickly because anxiety increases internal pressure. Stress affects breathing patterns, vocal tone, and speech rhythm unconsciously. Repetition, hesitation, throat clearing, or unnatural emphasis on certain words can also appear during deception. Some people unconsciously distance themselves from lies by avoiding direct language. For example, instead of saying "I didn't do it," they may say, "That's not something I would do." The brain often tries to create emotional distance from deception subtly through language choices. 6. Sign #5 They become defensive too quickly. One powerful sign of possible deception is excessive defensiveness. When truthful people are questioned calmly, they usually focus on clarifying facts. However, deceptive individuals may react emotionally because the brain perceives exposure as a psychological threat. A liar may become angry, offended, aggressive, or highly defensive very quickly in order to shift attention away from the actual issue. They may accuse the other person of distrust, change the subject, or attack emotionally instead of answering directly. This reaction often happens because emotional pressure creates fear of losing control over the situation. Manipulative individuals may even use guilt or emotional intimidation to discourage further questioning. While defensiveness alone does not prove lying, strong emotional reactions combined with other behavioral signs can indicate deeper discomfort beneath the surface. 7. Sign #6 Their facial expressions don't match their words. Human emotions often appear on the face before conscious control fully activates. During deception, facial expressions may briefly conflict with spoken words. For example, someone may smile while expressing sadness, show tension while claiming confidence, or display flashes of fear, anger, or discomfort momentarily. These brief emotional leaks are sometimes called microexpressions. The brain can control words more easily than spontaneous emotional reactions, which is why facial inconsistencies can reveal psychological tension. Forced smiles may appear uneven or disappear too quickly. Emotional expressions may seem delayed, exaggerated, or emotionally disconnected from the conversation itself. 8. Sign #7 Your intuition detects inconsistency. One of the most overlooked signs of deception is intuition. Human beings subconsciously process thousands of emotional and behavioral signals constantly, without fully realizing it consciously. Sometimes people sense that something feels off before they can logically explain why. This intuition often comes from noticing subtle inconsistencies in tone, behavior, emotional energy, timing, or communication patterns. The brain is extremely skilled at detecting emotional mismatch unconsciously. However, intuition should not replace evidence completely, because anxiety, insecurity, or personal bias can also distort perception. The best approach is observing patterns rather than relying on one isolated sign alone. No single behavior guarantees someone is lying, but multiple signs appearing together often indicate emotional discomfort or hidden truth. In the end, understanding deception psychology helps people become more emotionally intelligent, socially aware, and better at recognizing when words and behavior no longer align naturally. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up, leave a comment, and click the button to subscribe.